Hey, what's up?
Welcome to the Typole Podcast. I'm Kaili.
And I'm Ariana.
On here,
We interview guests,
discuss a variety of topics,
including movies, TV, art,
and our hectic lives.
Hope you enjoy.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Typole Podcast. Today we are joined by YouTuber and entrepreneur Max Reisinger.
Welcome, Max. Can you please give us an introduction for the viewers who might not be familiar with who you are and what you do?
Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me on. I'm excited to be here.
No problem.
For those of you who don't know who I am, I am, a YouTuber. I make videos on YouTube. My family moved to the south of France for 7 months in the beginning of 2019. And I decided to film a bunch of videos there, kind of documenting my experiences going to school there and all of that. And I've continued to make videos since moving back home to the United States. When I moved back, I started a clothing brand and sort of like community called Perspectopia. And right now I'm running both of those. I'm a student going into my senior year of high school, and I live in North Carolina in the United States.
Nice.
That's awesome. So to jump right in, we have a few topics that we'd like to talk about with you in this interview. So let's just go ahead and start off with your YouTube channel and the videos you make. So what made you interested in creating videos, and did you make any videos for fun prior to your YouTube channel?
I definitely say Casey Neistat inspired me. I think he's inspired a lot of people to make YouTube videos in the past. But yeah, he really just opened my eyes up to the world of storytelling through video. And I felt like I was there with him, and it was just such a special moment of like period of time in my life when I remember watching his daily vlogs, and I remember how that made me feel, and that really inspired me to want to create videos. And after that, I didn't actually like start filming until probably a year before I started my YouTube channel. I made a few like edits. They were like montages to my friends fishing.
Yeah.
But besides that, I had no prior real like editing experience or video work, mainly just photography.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Love photography.
Yeah, gotta love it. Would you say that you've like evolved a lot with the style and editing of your videos since the start of your channel?
Definitely, yeah. When I was first starting out, my first video was like my first time using Premiere Pro, the editing software I use. So like my whole evolution was like me learning how to actually use the software itself. And like over time, I've learned more tricks and stuff. And I feel like I've sort of evolved. I've definitely evolved, yeah. But my style itself has changed just by like adding in different elements. Like I use a lot of like GIFs and retro futuristic elements in my videos. So yeah, over time, I've learned little things I try to add in as much as I can.
That's awesome. Were there any like YouTubers, like I know you just mentioned Casey Neistat, but is there any creators out there that kind of inspired your style?
Yeah. Definitely Dan Mace. Love his videos. They're just
Love him.
One of those creative guys out there, yeah.
Oh yeah. Him. And then when I was younger, well, that's when I started watching Hey Ex Natalie. I don't know if you're familiar with her.
No.
Never heard of her.
Okay. Well, her as well. They definitely, those are like the two, or I guess three main people who I attribute like kind of making me want to actually start filming videos.
Awesome. So when you started making videos, were you ever nervous of vlogging in public, or how did that really go for you? Because right now you're awesome at it. You go out everywhere, put your camera up, start talking. So how did it start off?
I was very nervous in the beginning, and to be honest, I still am at times. Like I think it's something you never get over. It's always
Yeah.
holding a giant camera in public and around people in general. But I think definitely over time, it's just something that you get more comfortable with the more you practice, just like most things in life. But yeah, I think you gain more of a confidence when you have more of an audience that you're speaking to, and it makes you feel like what you're doing is more important. It's not like, oh, I have like 10 subscribers, you know, like if someone like stops me on the street and is like, oh, you have a YouTube channel, like, can I pull it up? And you're like, I have no subscribers. And
Yeah.
no confidence with having an audience, which has definitely helped me out over time.
That's cool. Okay, I guess we'll go ahead and hop into Perspectopia. So once again, for the viewers out there who do not know about your company, could you give us some background about it and just how you started it and how you came up with the whole idea?
Yeah. So I've always been a very optimistic person. It's just sort of how I am. Whatever situation it is, I like to see the positive side of it. And that's something that I feel like my channel sort of embodied with all of my videos. Um, and I was going into, it was the fall of last year, and it was starting to get chilly. And I was like, why not start a clothing brand? I love businesses and starting businesses. But I wanted it to be something around perspective and to have like have meaning behind it, something that sort of was related to my channel and what I stood for. So yeah, it was just a lot of brainstorming, and eventually I was doing my English homework one night, and one of the vocab words was dystopia, which is obviously has negative connotation. So I was like,
Mhm.
why not utopia? And I was trying to find a way to put the word perspective into it. So I was like, perspective and utopia, perspectopia. Um, and to me, the first thing that kind of came to my mind was like an imaginary world or city. Um, and so that's what the clothing brand was sort of surrounded around, is that we'd have this sort of like city that everyone can sort of go to in their minds. It's kind of metaphorical. Um, and yeah, I created hoodies that said Perspectopia with the ships. So a lot of influence from the Jetsons. And the whole idea around the brand is that we'd be going to Perspectopia together, a place where we can be optimistic no matter where you live, who you are, where you've come from. We can all come together in this metaphorical place and be together and be optimistic. Yeah, I think that's a good way to explain it.
That's perfect.
I really like
Yeah.
that. It sounds really
Yeah.
like comforting, I guess, you know, having a
Mhm.
nice community and just like I know you have your Discord server and stuff. Just
Yeah.
yeah, that's a nice community of people. I know both Kaylee and I got some stuff from Perspectopia.
Yes. Yes.
I
Oh,
have a
really?
pin on
Uh-huh.
my backpack and a sticker on a notebook. So yeah.
Thank
Mm-hmm.
you guys.
I
Appreciate
actually the bucket hat.
it. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're doing fast.
Yeah, and then the sticker packs as well.
Thank you guys. I appreciate that.
No
Yeah,
problem. We
it's
love it.
awesome.
Yeah. The whole idea is
Awesome stuff.
awesome. Hmm.
Uh-huh. So like,
Uh
oh,
no, you go ahead. Sorry.
okay. So um, tell us about like the latest drop. You have like the brand new handmade T-shirts, which is awesome. And is there anything you were really excited about with it? And like, I guess also I want to just add on like, how do you keep coming up with cool ways to like get a new thing out there? Because obviously sometimes people just make a one-time purchase, and then they're just like, oh, well, it's a new drop, but like, why would I get something? So what kind of,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, as you can see, I can show you my computer, my whole sort of workspace. You can see like all the shirts, the packages over there. Um,
Dang.
yeah, my room is littered with all the stuff from the drops. I have a bunch of like orders right here. Um, but yeah, I mean, I just love doing this. I love creating new things. I constantly have like new ideas, designs churning in my mind. Um, and just anything related to design in general just like makes me excited. And so that sort of just gives me an energy to like keep trying new things, pushing new ideas out. Some drops might do better than others, but regardless of how much money it brings in, like just the whole experience together, building out the website, making the graphics, actually like designing a product from start to finish that eventually like just came into your mailbox, right? And now you can wear it. Like that's just like special to me. I don't know. Something about it just resonates with me. But I guess to go back to your question, if I remember it properly, um, yeah, just like excitement and optimism about the future and what like the brand could really be someday. That just sort of pushes me to like keep on innovating and making new things, new drops, and just going forward.
I love
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
So a lot of us know that like on your YouTube channel and Instagram and stuff, you like to be really open about sharing what goes on behind the scenes. You share a lot about that. So yeah, what makes you so open about sharing the whole process of you know, making the products, selling them? Yeah.
I love that question. There's something about transparency and just being honest that I really like. Um, I remember like not having a lot of subscribers and looking up to these people who had hundreds of thousands of followers. And I was like, wow, like they must be different from me. They must feel different. They must be happier, better, whatever it is. And once I've actually gotten to this point, I've like reached every goal that I've had and just much farther than that. And like where I'm at now is just like if I was looking back at myself a year ago, I would have been like, oh, he must be like much happier. He must feel different. He must be this, that, right? But like, I don't feel any happier than I did 1 year ago. Like, I think the numbers haven't exactly changed who I am. And I guess I don't want people to sort of like fall for the illusion that celebrities have. I just want to be like a normal person and show that I'm normal. I have emotions, I have feelings, and that that I don't know. Like I feel like I got lucky, right? I won some like sort of mini lottery, and I get to be like sort of YouTube famous. But for like most people, they don't sort of get to experience that. And I just want to show that like I'm no different from you are, essentially, just to sort of break the boundaries. And I guess with that sort of transparency, I like to show like what I'm actually doing. You know, I'm not like living in LA within some mansion. Like I'm hand doing all the packages, staying up to 2 a.m., filling out orders, this and that. Like it's not all glamorous. I think showing those behind the scenes sort of breaks the boundaries between normal people and celebrities. And I think it's healthy for mental health.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just sort of like what I think is the right thing to do. I don't know.
I really
Yeah.
absolutely just love that answer.
Mhm.
That it's awesome to know that that's why you do that. There's not many creators out there who really are so open and just I don't know. We appreciate it. That's awesome.
And I think it inspires a lot of other people who are wanting to get into what you're doing, what other people are doing, to start YouTube channels, start doing all this cool content stuff. So I love that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So, did you have any other concepts for your company? Like maybe like you weren't thinking of Perspectopia, like or something other than optimism or anything other, or was it always an optimistic kind of vibe you had?
Yeah, I think at first I was thinking of like, all right, let's make hoodies. And like most YouTubers, they just make something out of their name. So at first I was
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
all right, like how do I like incorporate my name? You know, like so that people know it's me on the hoodie and it's like they're buying my merchandise, you know? So I was trying to like find a way to like fit I was trying to make an optical illusion out of my name, I'm pretty sure. So that it wasn't like very clear that it was my name, but it was like kind of funky that, oh, okay, that's like Max. So that still kind of plays into perspective, but then I realized that I don't know, something about having my name on a piece of clothing felt narcissistic and just not like me. So I kind of wanted to pivot away from that. And that's when I eventually ran into Perspectopia.
That's awesome. All right, so I guess we'll hop into our next topic, which is kind of art. So you have a sort of retro vibe on your channel. You kind of mentioned that earlier. So what inspired you to create with that style? Like, is there, I don't know, what got you kind of into that vibe, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I think there's just a bit of nostalgia associated with it.
Yeah,
I don't know, like when like Stranger Things, you know, have you guys watched that? Like something
I
about like the
haven't.
old sort of vibe.
I know, I haven't either.
Okay, okay. Well, um, I don't know, just sort of like when I see it, it just makes me like, wow, like I wish I was living in some retro futuristic world. Um, and
Mhm.
then I took architecture in school, and that sort of like continued with the love of the um, sort of retro futuristic vibes because I did a project on like Gogi architecture, which is like back in the day in U.S. history, is during like the space age. So I'm pretty sure the 60s when like car culture was at its peak, all the sleepy gas stations and architecture. And that it essentially stood for like a time of like hope and optimism in our country when we were excited about times getting better, going like exploring space. There's more out there, you know. There's like sort of like a united hope in the country that felt really optimistic. And I think that sort of like sealed the deal for me when I like really like learned about that. And ever since then, I was like, yeah, like this is like what it is for me. I don't know. Yeah.
That's really cool. Going off of that, do you have any artists that you looked up to, like with the retro vibes, and like musicians, painters, or anything that kind of just really inspired you to keep doing the retro stuff that you have been
Yeah.
doing?
Like you mentioned architecture, but are there any like movies that you kind of enjoy that kind of
Hmm. Yeah, I
inspire
don't know.
you?
It's hard to cite like anything very specific. It's just sort of like a combination of everything. Um,
Mhm.
but like sort of like Back to the Future vibes, sort of like kind of like funky,
Yeah.
different, just imagination, things that feel like flying cars, for example. You know, like stuff that just feels super like futuristic that wouldn't actually be possible, but like the optimism behind that like that could be our future is something that I like. But I don't know if I can really cite any specific artists or musicians or something, but
Hmm. Do you have any favorite movies or songs in the art? Because again, it does kind of go off of the retro, but I know you definitely don't have like one main thing that really inspired you, but just in general, I guess too.
yeah, I think now that you say that, um, ever since we got into the whole quarantine thing, my parents wanted to like educate me with old films.
Yeah.
All right, we got a bunch of time. Let's
I
show
know
them
that.
movies. We'll
Yeah.
culture. Um, but I've been watching a lot of Albert Hitchcock movies and films, and those have just been like incredible. I love them. And just the way maybe the way it's color graded, the way people talk, just sort of the atmosphere that you like feel in the video feels a bit retrofuturistic and just vintage as a whole. Um, and that definitely inspired me to like I don't know exactly what it like inspired me to do, but I definitely felt like creative energy behind that.
That's awesome. Any
He was
particular film?
Oh, um, maybe North by Northwest. Yeah.
yeah, he was revolutionary. Like Jesus. Okay, okay, this is kind of a different topic, but what do your parents and friends think of your channel? Have they always been like kind of interested in it, supportive? What would you say?
My parents have been incredibly supportive, like ever from the beginning. Um, they're supportive, gave me ideas. They've been incredible about the whole thing.
You seem like a pretty good student based on what we've seen from you. Do you have a favorite class that you've taken?
I took AP Psych this year and I had an incredible teacher. Shout out Mr. Whitehouse. Um, and that honestly just changed my world completely. Like just learning why people do certain things and I don't know, I feel like people and relationships just make up so much in this world and actually being able to understand and analyze that is just really like changed the way I look at the world and even myself. I found myself really applying a lot of things I learned, like the material in the class on myself. I'm really relatively interested in self improvement. So, yeah, psychology is just incredibly fascinating to me. So, that's definitely my favorite class, hands down.
I might have to take that next year.
I recommend it.
All right.
So you're going into your senior year. What type of classes are you looking at taking this year, and how do you think senior year is gonna go? And also, with this whole pandemic, how's everything looking for your side? And then also, I know that isn't your school being rebuilt, or like your,
Mhm.
yeah, or something like that's going on?
Yeah. So, my school's being rebuilt right now. We're supposed to be online for the first 9 weeks of school, and then after that, it'll either be hybrid or continually online. Um, so yeah, right now, going into senior year, I only need 2 credits to graduate. So I'm going to be doing like a half schedule, just so I can. I think I'm taking 4 classes. I have to take 4 classes at school, and then I'm taking a French class at UNC, local university. Trying to take AP Art History, AP
Nice.
Literature, AP Stat, and I have to take a history course that's required. Um, so yeah, I'm taking less classes this year, or fewer classes, so I can have more time to focus on YouTube and my business and all that. Um, but yeah, I think it'll be really interesting. um, hopefully, it's not a lot of like busy work. I just hope that this teacher structure it in like an interesting way. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. But hopefully, hopefully it goes well.
That sounds like a really nice schedule. Also, I'm looking kind of jealous. AP Art History. That's a class I've always been interested in, but my school does not offer that, which is a
Yeah,
bummer.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it goes through. I just like I don't know if enough people will take it to go through. So we'll see.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
hopefully,
Yeah,
yeah.
fingers crossed.
That's awesome.
So college is definitely a big thing when you do get big in YouTube, but you have said that you do plan to go to college, I think. So what do you plan to study and how do you think that'll go in the future?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So college has definitely been an interesting conversation in the house. Because
Yeah.
where I'm at right now is essentially I already have both my dream jobs. I get to make videos online, um, and then also get to run my own business. So it's like, all right, I'm 17 now, and I already have both my dream jobs. What do I do next? Um, so I think I'm sort of viewing college as an opportunity to like, I guess, sort of like expand my mind in realms I wouldn't otherwise. Like I guess sort of work on my critical thinking, my analysis of things. But as for like what I'm going to study, I mean, psychology is what interests me the most right now. I don't think like going into business would make sense. I think you're either an entrepreneur or you're not. I think you'll learn more actually like running a business. Um, so I'll probably just take or like probably go into like liberal arts and work on just like understanding the world and history and all of that. And hopefully that'll like make me more of like a well-rounded person essentially. But for a while I was like like 4 years paying a lot of money and like I'm already kind of doing what I'm doing, but I think college will be a good experience and I think I'll still be able to make videos and run my business and all of that. So yeah.
Sounds
Awesome.
awesome. Uh, all right. And I guess we can hop into our final topic, which is kind of like travel, I guess, a fun little things. So first of all, many of us who already have been watching your channel for some time, like you mentioned at the beginning of the episode, you lived in France for a while, and that's when you started your channel and stuff. Do you have a favorite experience from living there? Any funny moments or just like life-changing epiphanies? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Um, let's see. I mean, to be honest, I was very alone there. I didn't really have like that many friends for
Mhm.
whatever reason. The culture didn't exactly like mesh well with the kids there. Um,
Yeah.
so I felt pretty alone for a lot of it, which sounds like oh like poor you, but like it actually taught me a lot, which I'm like grateful for now. Just to be able to like learn to be alone with yourself. I think that was just like the biggest sort of epiphany that I came away with the experience. Um, Learning to be happy like from within. Um, and I became friends with a lot of pigeons. Sometimes at lunch, I would like go buy some crackers and feed the pigeons, um, which I guess is funny.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, that sounds relaxing.
But there's definitely a lot of funny moments in school, just because like it's kind of in like the gangster school, if that make like I don't know, like school. I don't know, like the kids were kind of wild. Like I'd be in class and kids would be like rolling up joints behind me.
Oh
Um,
my God.
yeah, and like teachers would scream at the students and students would scream right back, which doesn't happen in America. So
No.
like, a lot of yelling and conflict and kids being pissed off sitting around the school. Like it was really interesting just to be thrown into that because I felt like I was relatively like sort of sheltered in my American school. So every day was like, wow, okay, this is how you guys do that in France. Like I finished my morning classes and we'd go out for like a smoke break. So like we'd have a 15-minute break and all the kids
Uh,
would go outside, all the teachers would go outside and kids would be like rolling up hash, teachers would be smoking. Um, and I was just like sitting in the courtyard, like reading my book or something. Hey. Um, so yeah, just a lot of like cultural differences like that, which every day was just like surprising. No matter like how many times, like even when I was there for, after a couple months, it was like, wow, okay, yeah, everyone's just gonna go smoke.
yeah. Well, yeah, that sounds like some pretty big culture shock, I guess. Um, yeah, dang,
Was there
honestly. And
anything else like that? Kind of that really stuck out, like differences between I don't know, like American culture and like the France culture that you just, talked about? Just anything else that was really different that really stuck out at first?
I'd say probably just like the schedule. It's just more relaxed there. Like I feel like I could take a deep breath and like actually live a healthy, balanced life. Like I have like a 2 hour lunch. I could walk home and like chill. I could go edit, like I had a lot more freedom there. But just like you can kind of feel it in the air that everyone's just not like stressed out and trying to work all the time. Like Wednesdays, you'd like go to like 2 classes or 3 classes in the morning, then you'd have the rest of the day off. So like that wouldn't happen in America. So we'd be like, all right, we got to figure out how to like pack as many classes as we can into the week and learn as much as we can. So I think just the like non-productive way of life was really relaxing. It's not like anything major, but you felt it over time. And coming back to America just felt super toxic to go back into like the rushed sort of way of life. But yeah, besides that, I don't know if there's anything really that like stood out to me because there's still people.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I was going through like back just watching some of your videos, like one of the France ones, and yeah, you talked about the kind of like more relaxing, not as stressful schedule. You kind of described as like college in a way, and you even talked about how maybe you like went on a run like between classes because you had like a few hours.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just really cool. It sounded really nice to me. I was like, dang, I wish, but yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, no, it's really, really nice to be able to like experience that and see that it doesn't always have to be super like unhealthy and stressful all the time. Which really taught me like the importance of balance in your life, which I'll definitely carry with me forever.
Awesome.
Do you have any favorite travel experience? This could be in France, like you going somewhere into France, or just anything that really sticks out today to you that this was definitely just like my favorite time of traveling.
I definitely say it sounds kind of like cliche because like I'm a white boy going to like Morocco, like a developing country, but
Yeah.
like being able to like see people there who like sort of have like our standards like nothing, like they don't have a lot of money, they're living in small homes, um, and just seeing them smile and them with their families eating together, having a good time, and just like realizing like that's all you need. You just need family and love and food and shelter. And I think I realized how like how much we complicate our lives. Um, I think that just like kind of gave me warmth inside my heart, just knowing that like it's really that simple. Um, I think that just stood out to me the most out of all my experiences, just seeing like how how simple life can be. Um, yeah, but besides that, I don't know. Travel is interesting. It's exciting. A lot of new experiences, food. You get out of your comfort zone. I think exploring on your own is the most fun because a lot of the trips are like with my family. So like, there's only like so much adventure that sort of feels like.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but
I
yeah,
feel that.
yeah,
I g- okay. I don't know. It's kind of connect with your answer. I go to Peru almost like every year because I have family there in the city in Lima. And yeah, we do see a lot of people, which I mean, compared to life in the US, I guess you could say, kind of have like a little bit less. And just seeing them happy with their family and stuff is always just as comforting. It reminds you. And yeah, I can agree with that. And then also, yeah, like traveling with your family and stuff. I'm always with my family. But one of these last trips to Peru, instead of just me and my parents, we came with a few other kids from back here in the States, or just families rather, and they had other teenagers. So I actually had the opportunity to go explore like Lima and Cusco for like the first time with other kids my age. And that was just so much different than like wandering around the streets with my parents. And it was just really nice. I love traveling with my parents, but having that experience with other teens was like really cool. It was different.
yeah.
So yeah, I can relate to that.
Definitely.
Um, oh wait, no, sorry, you go.
I'm just agreeing.
Oh, okay. Uh,
Another travel experience, which you did do a vlog on, but I do forget because I think it was only one. It was Costa Rica, right?
Hmm.
What
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that
yes.
about? Because it was a while ago, but I remember watching it. But what was that kind of? about and the experience you had there.
Yeah, it was like a family Christmas trip with my grandparents and cousins. We stayed in the town of Capos for a week, which I think is renowned for being like a surf town. Um, so yeah, we just lived there for a week, living with like it just felt like we were in a complete jungle. Like we'd be in the house and then suddenly a bunch of like I think they're called scarlet macaws, but like they look like parrots, like they're rainbow colored feathers. They just fly by. Like it'd be 6 a.m. and like the monkeys would be on the roof. One day we left the doors open in the house and the monkeys came inside and like it was just this like cross culture of like animals and humans and like the forest. It just was like holy cow, like people live like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really fun. But it was just for a week. We didn't really get to like dive into the culture because a lot of what we did was sort of like touristy, like zip lining or like
That's fun.
stuff like that. But it was still nice just because everyone is so like welcoming there. Um, Everyone was just super nice and relaxed and smiling, which is like really nice compared to the United States.
Yeah. Any spiders?
No, a scorpion came inside.
Oh,
Oh,
It was very freaky.
oh
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah,
that
so
does not sound fun. Yeah. Actually, I think I remember you made a vlog while you were there, right?
yeah, I filmed
Yeah.
the video.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was cool. I just remember seeing like in the video, I can vaguely remember like monkeys and I don't
Mhm.
know. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I guess last question, do you value traveling? Is this something that you really enjoy and hope to do like a lot more of in the future?
Oh yeah. I want the rest of my life to sort of be surrounded around traveling, finding new experiences and all of that. I just think it's the best way to learn, to expand yourself, perspectives, and all of that. Um, but yeah, I just feel like I've been so fortunate to be able to travel so much. So
Yeah.
I want to like be able to give back and hopefully be able to like share my experiences through my videos. So that's kind of what inspires me more to be able to actually share my traveling. So I'm excited to get out of this country and film some videos in France or something.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so I think that's going to be the end of our podcast today. Thank you so much, Max, for joining us. It's really exciting to have you on. Kaili and I have been watching your videos for a long time, so it's cool to get to talk to you. We'll be sure to link your YouTube channel and like your Instagram and Twitter down below. Max Reisinger, thank you so much. And if you guys are interested in listening to our podcast on a different platform, we do have it up on Spotify and iTunes, as well as our main YouTube channel, and also Instagram and Twitter at Typo Podcast. But thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Thank you, Max, once again.
Thank you for
And,
coming on.
Yeah, thank you guys. That was a blast.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.